Good morning. This is Travis Corpening with Shaper Speaks. Shaper, where we empower and educate through music, movement, and media. How you doing? Once again, we're in the building Sunday morning, and this is it's a great Sunday morning because I'm in the building with one of the young, I call him he's not a young mogul official, but I'm making him a young mogul official because he's a young mogul in the Port City, Mr. Frankie Pollock. How you doing, Frankie?
Hey, how you doing, man? Thank you for that title. I like that, young mogul.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are, man. You doing some. I mean, you really starting to drum up a buzz, just behind your name now with the events that you're, doing and producing. And we're here this morning, to talk about another great event. Go ahead and shout it out to us.
All right. Well, for those who were here last year and we're bringing it back, this year is going to be the 2015 edition of the HBCU Experience College Fair and Battle of the Bands. And for those who do not know, HBCU stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities. So we are bringing it back here to Port City on January 18th, 2015.
Yes. So for those of you that are not aware, I mean, this is going to be huge. This is a huge event. Last year, he did the event last year, and he did it at Williston, Williston Middle School last year. And I know people are like, well, what's the experience? The experience is just experiencing the environment, the emotion behind being involved on a college campus as a student. It gave you the same feel as being at a football game and hearing the band. Mm-hmm. It was a great idea. How did you come up with the idea?
Oh, well, I came up with this idea. Of course, I'm a product of a HBCU, and being here in Wilmington, that was what inspired me to go to college. And I always give credit back to the Wilmington Sportsman Club back in the early days, the 90s, I believe, when they had the Port City Classic. And they had, at that particular time, had brought football teams to play a football game. And the band, and for myself, I was a musician, so the bands came and they did their halftime shows. And that's when I said, all right, that's my niche. I want to do. Yeah, so with that being said, I said, all right, now I'm at that point where I can turn it around and I can do that for other, students and youth here in the city and the community that I grew up in. So being that I was affiliated with a lot of HBCU bands and band directors are my close friends, I said, well, I want to bring this to my hometown. Right. So, we brought it here last year. Last year we had Elizabeth City State University and St. Augustine's University, and they did a great job. It was awesome, man. Yeah, it was great. And it was in Williston. And this year we are, doing it again, and it's going to be, on another level because of the attendance and how, well populated or attended the event was last year. We needed a bigger venue. So this year it will be at Cape Fear Community College Schwartz Center, and it will be Elizabeth City State University once again. And this year our new band that will be attending will be North Carolina Central University. So that is a big
what they
deal.
Call the sound. What is it?
Sound Machine.
Sound Machine.
And the Elizabeth City is the sound of class. So
okay.
Head to head.
Yeah. Now, so just the story of you being influenced by the Port City Classic. Shout out to Atiba Johnson. I don't know who headed it up before, but you want to do that again, and you kind of have already have evidence of that actually happening. You told a great story. Go ahead and share that story.
Yes, and one of the stories, as we're getting prepared for this year's event, we're kind of having a lot of ads going out and trying to get the awareness out that we are doing it again.
Yeah.
And I was called by, I can say her name, Miss Annette Williams, who, we were talking and chatting about this year's event. And through our conversation, I said, well, Elizabeth City will be here. And she said, oh, yeah, my son is in the band. And I said, oh, okay, well, that's good to know. I said, well, they'll be back. And then she let me know that, last year, when we had the event in January, he was maybe, I guess you could say he was undecided. He wasn't really sure what college.
Sure about. And a lot of students are like that, unsure about college.
Especially in January. So after leaving the experience, he kind of, had a feeling like, all right, Elizabeth City might be a good, choice. The band director from Elizabeth City, Miss Tamisha Brock, followed up the event by coming back and visiting his high school, North Brunswick High School. And awesome. In that visit, she actually recruited him and a friend. So he will now not only be in the attendance, but he'll also be a member of the Elizabeth City State University Sounder class this year, coming back home for him. I'm excited for him to be able to come back home and perform.
That's huge, man. Yes. And that's really what it's about, man. We have to get students out to see other students in college. I mean, that's right. People, and if you follow me on a regular basis on Shaper Speaks or anything, especially it was, I think it was a couple years ago, I was really on the It's a Different World kick, just the experience of having that show for me and my generation, seeing other minorities in college and being able to be themselves and still it be okay to be smart.
Yes.
I mean, that's big, and seeing that image, and just to see minorities being involved in college in general, whether it's the band, whether it's the basketball team, whatever, fraternities.
Yes.
You're a member of fraternity,
yes.
Are you not?
I'm a member of two fraternities, Omega Psi Phi fraternity, and as well as Kappa Kappa Psi National Band Fraternity.
Oh, a national band fraternity.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have no idea. I don't know anything about band fraternity. I know I have a lot of family that are in bands, but those are, from what I understand, band fraternity, that's pretty rigorous, huh?
Oh yeah, it's pretty serious. Don't take that lightly.
Yeah, I know. A couple of my cousins, they went in heavy set, and then by the time they came out, it was like, you all right?
Band is a serious sport.
It is. Yeah. It is. So but that's a great story. I mean, and that's really. I'm so glad. That testament, is to you. That's a testament to you in the event. But I'm so glad that came out, and hopefully we'll get more of you out to see this event. It's going to be January 18th. January 18th. I get confused because I know last year was the 19th. January 18th, and the time. What time the doors open?
4:00 p.m. and the doors will open at 3. We will have the college fair beginning at 3:00 p.m. So we definitely want to make sure that we have everyone in place to enjoy that college fair portion of the HBCU experience. Right now, we have representatives already confirmed, of course, from Elizabeth City State, North Carolina Central University, Shaw University, Johnson C. Smith University.
Wow.
Working on A&T for all you Aggies out there. And we also will have Cape Fear, UNCW,
right.
Is in Mount Olive College, and UNC Pembroke. So we have a wide variety of universities for the college fair, and that's the big portion. That's the part that I really want to make sure that we fill it up for.
We are going to be, man. I'm going to be in attendance, but it's going to be a great experience. You guys need to definitely come out and support the event. I mean, there's a lot of times we ask you to support events that you might not see how the return on the investment, but this, he just gave you a story of how that investment can be returned.